the longer I've been on this planet, the more I realized it's not up to you. It's not up to me. We are all on our own paths in life. And I can see now why like the old heroes, the old stories, they used to believe in destiny, prophecy, the force, God, what have you. And it's this really interesting concept that humans have kind of like, we always come back to is like, why are we here? What are we doing? Are our choices really ours? Do we have free will? Now, obviously, I believe in God. I believe we have free will to do all this stuff. But one of my favorite quotes is from Mary Kay. She said, God feeds the birds, but he doesn't put it in the nest. And so I really love that quote because I can't remember where in the Bible he says, God feeds the sparrows. Do you not think that he will provide for you as well? Something along those lines. Basically saying, hey, look around. Like God provides for all these birds, animals, everything on earth, and you don't think he's gonna provide for you as well. And this is like a comforting thought, when you're just like, shoot, what's going on with life? Is everything gonna work out? It always does, like life is, it's meant to be lived. It's gonna be fine until it's not, like it's better to believe, to just live life perpetually optimistic until, eventually we're gonna die anyway. So, that's the pessimistic view. But, I like to live my life. I'm sitting on this trailer I just bought for $650 off of Facebook Marketplace. And, we're gonna build something with it too. If you guys, let me know if you guys want to see either, I'm thinking tiny home or like a mini RV camper or something, we'll see what happens. And I was looking at these tires because it came with tires too. Reminds me of one of my first jobs working at a tire shop, and, dead broke, making $10 an hour. And we had to run too, like part of the tire shop, you had to run to your, like every appointment that came up. And it was just like insane, $10 an hour. Nowadays, like, so I think for 80 hours, I was working, two weeks, my paycheck was around $1,000. I was making around $2,000 a month. Now this was back right when I was still going to, I just graduated community college. So I was working for a couple months until I went off to like university. So I was doing this, making a little money at my parents' house. I was 19, 20 at the time. And not 20, because then I just turned 21. And I remember just like looking around at this tire shop and just seeing guys who were 30s, 40s, maybe even 50 years old. I can't quite remember. And I remember one guy, he looked at me when we were unloading tires. He's like, he didn't say these words exactly, but it was kind of like, what are you doing here? Like, get out. Like, what are you doing working here? Don't get sucked in to this life. And that really hit me hard because I was like, it kind of like woke me up. I was looking around like, yeah, these people are cool. Like my boss was awesome. I totally respected him as a man, which made it kind of hard to quit, working at a tire shop or working with any like men. I've been in the military, been on, sports teams, been, college athlete as well. And it's you get sucked into like this group mentality, this hive mindset, like, oh, we have to make this tire shop the best. We have to make this unit, and you get kind of sucked in. You kind of forget what it's like to be your own person and to let your own spirit out, let your own, like, fulfill your own path in life, because you're being told by so many different people. And it's humans, we're very, impressionable. Like we go with the pack, we go with the flow. The second someone has like a different idea than us, it's like a very conflict. Like this is why you see so much like conflict on social media, because when someone has a different worldview than you, it's like back in the day, that would be very damaging if we're all in a small community. If someone's like, hey, we got to do this, and someone's like, no, we got to do the completely opposite. Like there could be actual problems. Like, and now it's just like, we don't really have a healthy way of expressing ourselves, because, what good does it have when you're arguing with someone hundreds of miles away or thousands of miles away on a different fucking continent? Like, it's retarded. So, but it's just this expression of people are just not happy. They're not taking control of their lives. They're not living their lives the way they want to live. And so this is something that I've been kind of really just becoming more aligned with recently is, it's not necessarily up to me. It's like, I'm doing all these things with business, with life. Obviously I have massive ADHD, so I bump around from projects really quickly. I run a roof and gutter business up here. I've been doing that for the last 5 years. It's going great. We're making good money. It's arguably the best way to make, 500 or 1,000, 2,000 bucks a day really quick. You don't really need many tools, just a ladder. You can see those behind me, some ladders and leaf blower and such. But I've also gone into the online world, traveled a bit, been to Asia, been to South America, Europe, all these places. And it's really cool. I think a man like you and me, we have different journeys in our life, and we have to, a quote that I've been really pondering recently is, what is going to make the better story? What is going to make the best story for your life? And so this is why I say it's not up to you. Like, in many times, the most comfortable, easy thing is just to stay at the tire shop, stay at your job, keep your head down. And this is actually kind of interesting. I was at a party last night with some friends. I was speaking to some people who have very good jobs, very good software engineering jobs. They're making a lot of money, and it's cool. You know, they're buying nice cars. They have quote unquote like the perfect life. You know, but I would argue, I mean, and that's another point too. If you have a job, no matter what it is, if you're happy, if you feel fulfilled, if you feel an alignment with what it is that you're doing, that's fucking awesome. And you should keep doing that. You should honestly, no matter what it is you take out of this video or any other videos that I put out, is you should be in alignment with your life. And you should wake up every day feeling fucking excited to do what you do. And the second you don't, somebody needs to change. And I know that like life isn't meant to be perfect. You're not meant to be fucking happy all the time. As a man, it doesn't matter about your happiness. We have emotions, it goes up and down. And that's something that you just have to get used to. You have to get used to the emotions. Like, you know, sometimes you're gonna feel sad, sometimes you're gonna be angry, and it's important not to stifle that and just kind of let it flow. You realize that emotion is just a fleeting state, right? It doesn't reflect you. It doesn't really necessarily reflect your life. But when it starts to add up over time, and you, like, I mean, I've, like I said, you know, the tire shop, making no money. And obviously too, it was a temporary thing. I worked there for, I think, 6 months, and I was very glad to get out. But I remember that feeling of like, dude, I'm gonna let all my coworkers down. I'm gonna let my boss down. It was a hard thing to walk away from what was ultimately the best thing for me to do. So, but at the time though too, I mean, kind of back to the trailer idea, you know, we just got a hold of some land over in the middle of the state. We're just kind of, and these things have kind of just opened up. The second you start pursuing what you want in life, things just open up. Doors magically appear. Ask and ye shall receive, right? And so it's important to always be looking for these signs in life of like what you're supposed to do, and not to force anything. And that's something that I'm kind of, you know, I'm 28, almost 29, and I feel like I saw a tweet. It was like, at any point in your 20s, you can be 30. You can hit your 30s at any point. And, you know, I've definitely hit that, like, when I had my son. So he's, you know, it's awesome to see him growing up. He's 8 months old. But going back to the point, what is going to make the better story for your life? What is going to make, when you are old, when you have done all these things, when you've had many kids, when you've had businesses, when you've made money? Because that's the thing, no matter where you're at now, and no matter what your relationship is with money, you know, all of us, you know, like, I've made a lot of good money online. I've made really good money. But there's been times where it goes way down. It's not as good as it used to be, not as good as last year or this month or that month. And it's very up and down. That's the thing with entrepreneurship and living life, man. Like, it's not fucking consistent. And that's the thing where, like, having a good job, it kind of tricks you into thinking that life is this consistent, you know, linear concept, when life is exponential. Life is quantum. Things can just fucking change in a heartbeat. You can meet that one person and your whole life is now different. It's gone like, if I hadn't gone to a party with some friends 5-6 years ago, I would have never met my wife. We wouldn't have a kid now. Like, it's just crazy to think about how life just leads us in these places. And that's kind of what this whole talk is about, is just be more open to things that are happening in your life. Be more present. But most importantly, take the fucking actions as much as you freaking can every single day. Like, I make videos every single day. I stay in shape every day. I show up for my family. And at a certain point, you do all you can. You do what you can, and then the rest, you know, whatever, what have you. The universe, God, will lead the path for you. So that is today's talk. Stay tuned for, you know, whatever the fuck we do with this trailer. Obviously, you know, the wife loves the Facebook Marketplace. She loves it when you bring in new tools and new crap for the backyard. So we'll see what happens. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to see. Maybe we'll do a full build out video. That'd be kind of cool. Do a freaking journey, because I mean, that's kind of like the next step of the plan is, you know, we're in this place. It's a good spot, but I'm just tired of renting, and I don't really want to buy a house for $800,000 or whatever the fuck, and have like a $5,000, $6,000 per month mortgage for like not even that nice of a house. It just doesn't make any sense for me to pay $1,500 a month in interest when we could build something cool, We could get a tiny house over in the center of the state. Maybe it's this thing, and then we just travel, explore the world for a while, see what goes on. So just, just living life, seeing what happens. So come with me on the journey, follow your own journey. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to the Spencer Clay Show. That's all for now. See you in the next episode. Peace.